The text came in at 11:47 p.m., 3 words, misspelled, and shaking with fear. He broke Mom's arm. It was sent to the wrong number. Or at least, that's what everyone thought, until a biker with a weathered phone and a gentler heart than anyone expected typed back, "I'm on my way." If stories like this move you, please take a moment to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us keep sharing real feeling stories of hope and kindness here on Love and Kindness Stories. The biker's name was Jack Callahan. He was 42, broad-shouldered with a beard that had more gray than black and hands that looked like they'd wrestled steel for a living. Jack rode a deep blue Harley. He'd rebuilt himself, piece by piece, in a small garage behind his apartment in Ohio. Most nights, he worked late at a local auto shop, then rode home under empty streetlights, letting the hum of the engine quiet his thoughts. That night, he'd just kicked off his boots when his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He almost ignored it. Spam texts were common, but something about the message made his chest tighten. He broke Mom's arm. Jack stared at the screen. His first thought was that it had to be a mistake, a wrong number, a prank. But then the next text came, slower, as if the sender was afraid to press the keys. "Please help. I don't know what to do." Jack's thumbs hovered over the phone. He typed back carefully, "Hey, I think you might have the wrong number. Are you safe?" There was a pause. Then 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. "I'm 8. The reply finally came. "Mom is crying. He said if I tell, he'll be mad." Jack felt a familiar heat rise behind his eyes. He hadn't felt it in years, not since he was a kid himself, hiding in a closet while his father's shouting shook the walls. He took a slow breath. "What's your name?" he asked. "Emily." "And where are you, Emily?" She sent an address. It was only 12 minutes away. Jack didn't think about the consequences. He didn't think about whether it was smart or safe. He grabbed his jacket, his helmet, and his keys. As he swung his leg over the bike, he typed one more message. "Emily, listen to me. You did the right thing. I'm on my way." The ride felt longer than it was. The night air was cold, cutting through his jacket. Streetlights blurred as he pushed the bike faster than usual, his heart pounding louder than the engine. He replayed the texts in his head, imagining a small girl clutching a phone, trying to be brave. When he pulled up to the address, it was a modest duplex with peeling paint and a porch light flickering like it couldn't decide whether to stay on. Jack parked across the street and watched for a moment. He didn't want to make things worse by charging in. He texted Emily, "I'm outside. Is he there?" "Yes," she replied. "He's asleep on the couch." Jack called 911. He explained everything calmly. The dispatcher stayed on the line as he approached the door. He knocked softly. A woman answered, her face pale, eyes swollen from crying. Her left arm hung awkwardly at her side. When she saw Jack's tall leather jacket, biker helmet under his arm, fear flickered across her face. "I'm not here to hurt you," Jack said quickly, lowering his voice. "Your daughter texted me by accident. I came to help." Behind her, a little girl peeked out, eyes wide. When she saw Jack, recognition flashed. She nodded, just once. The police arrived minutes later. The man on the couch woke up confused, then angry, then silent as the officers took him away. The woman, her name was Sorellas, taken to the hospital. Emily rode with her in the ambulance, clutching a stuffed rabbit and glancing back once to see Jack standing on the porch. He gave her a small wave. The next few days were a blur. Jack couldn't stop thinking about them. He wondered if he'd done enough. He wondered if he'd done too much. On the 3rd day, his phone buzzed again. Same number. "Hi, this is Sarah. The nurse helped me get your number. I just wanted to say thank you." They met for coffee a week later. Sarah's arm was in a cast. Emily sat beside her, swinging her legs, rabbit tucked under one arm. She smiled shyly at Jack. Over coffee, Sarah told her story, how she'd moved states away to start fresh, how the man had promised to be different, how the shouting had slowly turned into shoving, then worse, how she'd felt trapped, embarrassed, afraid. "And then Emily texted you," she said, her voice breaking. "I didn't even know she had my phone." Emily looked up. "I remembered Mom saying, if you need help, ask," she said simply. Jack swallowed hard. "You're very brave," he told her. In the weeks that followed, Jack helped where he could. He drove Sarah to physical therapy when her car broke down. He fixed a leaky sink in their kitchen. He taught Emily how to sit on the bike while it was parked, explaining every button like it was a spaceship. Word spread, as it often does in small communities. Some people were surprised that a biker was the one who showed up. Others nodded like it made perfect sense. One evening, Jack invited them to a charity ride his club was hosting. Nothing wild. Just a group of riders raising money for local shelters. Sarah hesitated, then agreed. Emily wore a pink helmet that was slightly too big. When the engines roared to life, she laughed. A sound so free it made Jack's throat tighten. For the first time in a long while, Sarah smiled without forcing it. Months passed. Sarah found a new job. Emily started 2nd grade. The cast came off. Life didn't magically become perfect, but it became safer. Kinder. On a cool fall afternoon, Emily handed Jack a crumpled piece of paper. It was a drawing, a little girl, a woman with a cast, and a man on a motorcycle under a bright yellow sun. At the bottom, in uneven letters, it read, "Thank you for coming." Jack hung it on his fridge. He never told many people about that night. He didn't see himself as a hero. He saw himself as someone who answered a text. Someone who remembered what it felt like to be scared and small, and chose not to look away. Sometimes, kindness doesn't come dressed the way we expect. Sometimes it roars in on two wheels. Sometimes it starts with a wrong number and ends with the right choice. And sometimes, all it takes to change a life is the courage to reply, "I'm on my way." If this story touched you, let it be a reminder. Your kindness matters. You never know who's on the other end, waiting for someone to answer.